So the first thing we're going to look at is the server-side attacks. And again, these are the attacks that don't require user interaction. You can use these attacks with servers, so web servers and stuff like that. And you can also use it against normal computers that people use every day. The reason why I'm going to be using it against an application, against my Metasploitable, which runs Unix and which is more of a server than a normal personal computer, is because if your target uses a personal computer and if they're not on the same network as you, then even if you get their IP address is going to be behind the router, so they'll probably be connecting through a router. And therefore, if you use the IP to try and determine what operating systems run on it and what applications are installed, you will not get much useful information because you're only going to be getting information about the router and not about the person, because the person is hiding behind the router. Whereas when you're targeting a web server or a server in general, then the server will have an IP address, and that IP address you can access it directly on the internet. So this attack, or these ways of gathering information that we're going to look at now, will work if the person is on the same network and if the person has a real IP. So if you can ping the person, even if it's a personal computer, if you can ping it, then you can run all of the attacks and all of the information gathering methods that we're going to explain now. So in my example, I'm going to be targeting my Metasploitable machine here. And before I show you anything, first of all, I want to show you the network settings. So it's set to NAT and it's on the same network as my Kali machine. So the Kali machine is going to be my attacking machine. And again, on the network, it's set to NAT network and it's on the same subnet. Now this is very important. So in here, if I do ipconfig, or if I do ifconfig, sorry, you'll see that my IP is 10.20.14.204. And if I go to my Kali machine, I should be able to ping it. Now, if I can't ping it, then we won't be able to do anything. And as you can see, we're getting responses back from the machine. So we are connected to that machine and we can get responses from it. Therefore, we can try and test its security. So again, you can use these attacks and you can use these approaches against any computer that you can ping. So if it's a personal computer or if it's a server of any kind, as long as you can ping that direction or you can ping that person, then you can use these attacks and these methods that we're going to talk about in the server-side attacks. So it's going to work against websites, web servers, people, normal computers, as long as you can ping them. And just to convey this idea, now we see the Metasploitable machine right there. So it's just a normal machine. It's a normal virtual machine that I can use right here to do anything I want. I can list, I can even install a graphical interface, and then I'll be able to do just use it just the way I use my Kali machine. But at the same time, it has a web server. So if I try to navigate to it from here, you'll see that I actually have a web server here, and it has websites that I can actually read and browse. And we're actually going to have a look on these websites and see how we can pen test them in the future. So everything is a computer. If you can ping that IP, you can use the server-side attacks. It mostly works against servers because servers always have real IPs. And also, if the person is in the same network as you, then you can ping them and you can do all of these attacks as well.